يلا.
ها ايه ليكن شفتن؟
ايه سيارتهم زرقاء وكلمة السر الحرارة.
ايه ماشي فهمت عليك.
عم تخبي الحقيقة. رح فهمك.
وبيكون أحسن لك طبعاً إذا بتخفف من أسئلتك ووقفتك على الشبابيك طول الوقت، ماشي؟
ايه لك شبكن ما تحمد.
Hello guys, welcome back to Jamaat Studio, where every story is more than just a story. It is an experience that stays with you. This episode begins with a sense of imbalance. Not something obvious, not something loud, but something that feels slightly up. From the very first moments, there is a quiet discomfort in the atmosphere. Everything looks normal, yet nothing feels completely right. It is as if something important has been shifted, but no one is ready to acknowledge it. The theme of this episode revolves around realization. At the start, characters continue their routines, trying to maintain control over situations that are slowly slipping away. Conversations happen, but they feel guarded. There is a lack of openness, a hesitation that creates distance, even in moments that should feel natural. There is a visible effort to avoid something deeper, and that is where the episode begins to build its strength. It doesn't rush into drama. Instead, it carefully develops tension through subtle changes, a delayed response, a forced smile, a conversation that ends too quickly. These small details create an emotional weight that grows with every scene. As the episode progresses, the sense of imbalance becomes more noticeable. There is a growing awareness that something is wrong, not just externally but internally. Characters begin to realize that the problem is not just the situation around them, but the way they have been handling it. Avoidance, silence, and assumption have all played a role in creating the current state. Midway through the episode, a shift occurs. It is not dramatic, but it is a significance. A moment of clarity emerges, a realization that things cannot continue the way they have been. This moment doesn't fix anything, but it changes perspective. It introduces the idea that change is necessary even if it is uncomfortable. This is where the emotional depth of the episode truly stands out. Instead of focusing on external conflict, it dives into internal struggle, the battle between what feels easy and what is right, the fear of confrontation versus the need of honesty. And this internal conflict becomes the driving force of the story. There is a powerful scene where everything shows down. In a moment where someone almost speaks their truth, the words are there, the emotion is there, but hesitation takes over, and once again silence wins. That missed opportunity carries more impact than any unspoken dialogue could have, because sometimes what is not said matters more than what is. Visually, the episode reflects this emotional state beautifully. The framing often isolates characters even when they are not alone. It creates a sense of emotional separation. Lighting is soft but slightly muted, reinforcing the idea that clarity hasn't fully arrived yet. As the story moves toward its final act, the weight of realization becomes heavier. It is no longer possible to ignore what is happening. The truth, even if not fully spoken, is now understood, and with that understanding comes the discomfort. Regret begins to surface, questions arise about fast decision and missed chances. But the episode doesn't rush toward resolution. Instead, it allows the characters to sit in that discomfort, to feel it, to process it, and that's what makes it real. Because in reality, understanding doesn't immediately lead to solution. It often leads to reflection. One of the most impactful moments comes near the end. A small quiet action, not a grand gesture, not a dramatic confrontation, but something meaningful. It signals an attempt to change, not a complete transformation, but a step in a different direction. and sometimes that's enough. The final scene carries a sense of uncertainty, but also a hint of progress. There is no clear resolution, no guarantee that things will improve, but there is awareness now, and awareness is the first step toward anything real. This episode stands out because it focuses on something deeply relatable. The moment when you realize that things are not the way they should be, that something needs to change, and that change begins from within. It reminds us that ignoring problems doesn't make them disappear, that silence can create distance, and that understanding, even when it comes late, still holds value. When the screen fades to black, the feeling remains, not a sense of closure, but a sense of reflection. Because this episode is not about solving problems, it is about recognizing them. And sometimes that's where every real story begins. So, this has been another deep and emotional review with Jamal Studio, where every story teaches something and every moment leaves a mark. Until the next episode, stay aware because realization changes everything. So, thank you so much for watching.